Hey guys, it's Matthew here at Revo Physiotherapy. For a lot of you, I'm sure triathlon season is starting, and that means a lot of laps back and forth in the pool. I know when I started triathlon, I didn't really have a great understanding of what swimming form should look like, and ended up with a lot of shoulder pain. My coaches often told me that a lot of it needed to be driven through rotation through my spine, but I didn't really understand what that meant from a form perspective or from a biomechanical perspective. So if we look at what are your shoulders doing as your arm is entering the water, well, you're basically reaching straight up overhead. If we take a look from the side view and say that the water is right along the middle of my body here, if I'm reaching back and trying to get up over the water to dive into the water without any type of rotation, I've got to have a lot of range of motion in my shoulder to get up over the water. But with adding in rotation, getting up over the water, well, I limit how far forward into flexion my shoulder needs to come to get into the same position for that hand entry into the water. That does a couple things for you as far as repetitive stress right at that shoulder joint. Because you limit the range of motion, you have fewer occurrences and less drastic occurrences of your humerus hitting the top of your shoulder blade, a piece called your acromion, which means over time, with that repeated motion, you can get some irritation right there. By limiting that range of motion, you can limit some of that irritation. That's a lot of the advantage as far as what you're feeling for getting better rotation through your stroke. The other thing is you reduce the drag in the water by not having the full face of your body in the water at all times. You get a shoulder up out of the water so that occasionally you're reducing some of that drag, making your stroke a little bit more efficient through that manner. And then you're also able to get a little bit better pull through from that position. So what does that mean from a form standpoint? Well, I remember asking my coach as I was learning these different strokes, what are some things that I can do outside of the water to be able to practice these movements? And he really didn't have a great answer for me besides getting in the pool as often as possible, doing form drills, and just practicing. That's a great thing to be doing. You should be spending the first few minutes of every workout doing different form drills to increase the efficiency of your workout, and probably having a dedicated workout throughout the week where all you're doing is form work, but you have limited time in the pool. There's things that you can be doing in the gym to be increasing the activation through your back, better movement through your shoulder, better rotation through your spine, so that you can translate that into the pool for more efficient swimming and less likelihood of having pain in your shoulder while you're swimming. So today I'm going to show you two different exercises that you can be doing for better back activation, for scapular movement, and better rotation through your spine for more efficient stroke mechanics. So the first one, you're going to grab a mat and you're going to get down on it on your stomach. You are lifting up your shoulders without arching your back up. So you're thinking about keeping that really streamlined position that you want in the water while pulling your shoulders back and pulling your hands off of the ground. From here, with keeping your shoulder blades pulled back, you're going to bring your arms from your butt all the way up overhead and back down. Think very similarly to a butterfly stroke, where you've got that really high arm position and shoulder blades pulled towards each other all the way through. The second exercise is working on the mechanics of your rotation. So where is that rotation driven from? Well, much like any sport, it should be driven from your hips. So what you're going to do is grab a band anchored to a squat rack or something really sturdy with a semi-wide stance just outside your hips, getting tension in that rotated position with one arm forward. Then driving from that hip, you are pulling back into a row, rotating your spine all the way through and extending back forward. Staying nice and tall, again, thinking about what's that streamlined position that you want to be in while you're in the water. Now you're just in a vertical position instead of a horizontal position. And starting out by squeezing the glutes, rotating the hips, and the spine is following along through. Getting a couple of sets of these exercises at the beginning of some of your upper body weight training sessions is going to help really ingrain the patterns that you're looking for getting good scapular movement and rotation through your spine for really increasing the effectiveness of that freestyle stroke.